be provided for up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment. Testimony shall be limited in content matters which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, and the board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period. And we have on hand our city attorney, Mr. Costello Vega, to ensure you stay on time and within the subject matter. Mr. Knight.
Very well. Thank you, President Carson. We'll go ahead and get started with Amy. Amy, go ahead.
I'm here. I'm here to remind you again about the planters that haven't been removed per the order, that you're wasting your time and money on having a hearing in a few weeks on removing them. Doesn't make sense. It sounds like a nutty thing to do, to waste money on a hearing that you already have ordered the cult of Scientology to have the planters removed. Additionally, I want you to disregard any kind of emails you get from the cult about protesters that are against the cult, that are trying to inform the public. They're trying to paint people in a bad picture and lie, and it's a big propaganda campaign against them. We are trying to create awareness and stop abuses in the system. And as we want to have a good page in the history as to you do as well. And I would hope that you stand up against evil, as we had a Holocaust Remembrance Day a week ago, and that we're trying to remind people to stand up against evil, and that's what the protesters are doing.
Thank you, Amy. That's 60 seconds. We'll move next to Haridale. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I too want to talk about the planters and still trying to figure out why it's taken so long to get to a hearing for them to remove it. Also to say that, someone pointed out to me that, you guys are just all kicking the can down the road, and you're putting it into the city attorney's hands when you guys and CD13 could have handled it. But it's okay as long as it goes well, because you need to be doing the right thing. But you have to ask yourself this, so influential organization, why are they making the city go this far? Why are they making you spend all this money to make them go by the law? And and again, I agree with Amy, what she said about all the slander. It's a lie. We are here for the children that are trapped, that have been abused through Scientology, just through its absolute practices. It's abusive, and many other things. We are here to bring awareness, but it's starting off with making sure that they obey the law.
Thank you, Adelaide. That's 60 seconds. We'll move next to Yvonne. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Thank you. I want to call your attention to the February 15th special event being held by Scientology. They're hosting a celebration for the first responders. Some of your employees would be included in that. And at that event, they will most likely be offered to participate in a purification sauna. And this is physically and mentally dangerous. You're putting your employees in a situation, if you don't inform them about this risk, you may lose your employees. It is that deadly. It can be. In addition, if they do partake in these services, they are responsible to declare the financial value on their financial disclosure information sheets, because those services often are billed at $5,000 and above.
Thank you.
Please advise them.
Thank you, Yvonne. And we'll move next to Ramona. Mona? Go ahead.
DJ, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Both items I would like to speak to, again, it's me again, Mona, is the planters. The planters are still there. I watched yesterday as an elderly lady tried to walk down the sidewalk, exiting her vehicle, and was hampered by the planters there. They're an ADA, city, state, and federal violation. I feel like a parrot constantly saying that. And the second thing is that I did also see the flyers for the 15th of February celebration. And I say celebration in quotes because it's really not. They didn't do anything, and it's a recruitment effort to bring you guys in and to gain followers of the cult. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mona. We'll move next to Gigi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so surprise, surprise, I'm gonna talk about the planners. But I'm also gonna bring up the rose bushes. And what else is there? The permits. The permits, they actually did get better, so I'll chill on that. But you need to get rid of these planners. They should have been gone a long time ago. You know, if it was any other organization, they would have been gone already. You know that you guys are receiving emails about the people that are calling in and the protesters slandering people and, saying, Scientology is good, they're just evil, hateful people, blah, blah, blah. Like, just look at the facts. Those are ADA non-compliant. Get rid of the planters. Seriously, like it should not take this long. It's taken since what? They've been up since June,
Thank you,
and
Gigi.
people have been coming.
Thank you, Gigi. That's 60 seconds. Barry Bader. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So on this day, Monday, February 3rd, 2025, Commissioners Vahid Corson, Jenny Chavez, John Grant, Steve King, and Faith Mitchell, you were officially served notice of subpoena to appear for case 24 CJCM 03837-01 for a criminal case at the Clara Shortridge Criminal Court. There's trial commencing on February 26th. I told you at some point you'd be coming forward as witnesses for the continued reckless abandon that you show for not holding Scientology be accountable for their unlawful blockade of the public right away. I'll email you as well, but you're officially served notice of your subpoenas. Get ready to appear for trial and stand witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. And that concludes public comment for this morning's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. With that, we'll close the general public comment section for today's meeting and proceed to the multiple agenda item public comment portion. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment for up to 1 minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item.
Thank you, President Corson. We'll go ahead and start with multiple agenda item comment with Audit LA.
Good morning again. Yes, I will be speaking on items 1, 4, and 6. Number 1, okay, here we are with the water again. You know, that's one of my fascinations following you guys on this water. I keep feeling like you're in a mad rush to get the water situation fixed, which I applaud, but I'm wondering why it's now and hasn't been done all along. I would love answers to that. I also want to say with this that it looks like they're coming for compensation after doing the work. Why would that happen? Is it because they feel they can just, the contractors can do whatever they want, that they can say, oh, we'll just do the work now, don't worry, they'll fix it because they say yes to everything and they just, put that wager that would happen? Or was this an emergency? Does this have to do with the fire and there's an absolute emergency that you gave them permission to do this? And I would really like to know more about that item. Number 4. Okay, yes, I'm all for programs and stuff. We had to mitigate. It does get really hot. There's a couple days a year it gets extremely hot. We don't have enough tree canopy. I wish you would focus on the tree canopy, and I hope this money will help go for that. But right now, after just suffering a massive fire and all the city is going through, it seems like $750,000 is a lot of money. Would that money better benefit the fire department and what they needed to fight the fires? Okay, because we want to talk about heat. Okay, that's a lot of heat. What else? And there's also a lot of suffering right now. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be built. So why are we putting all this money just for a program to talk about stuff? It just seems like it's not the time right now. Let's put that money to better use. And in time we can do more. Number 6, okay, the Discovery Cube. Again, and this is another pet peeve I've been bringing up numerous times, that it seems to me like you guys want to do all the stuff, but want to make it Disney-esque, and I get it. I mean, it's a great idea to bring people in, have a thing where people can come in, learn about the Department of Sanitation, water reclamation, all these things. I love that. I love education and bringing and that stuff. But not on all of it doesn't need to be on our dime. We are in a massive deficit. We need money for other things, especially in the light of this crisis. So I have been urging you to please look for grants from other community groups, you know, whether it's like if you wanted to Disney, movies, whatever big agencies or groups. You know, there's a lot of companies that have a lot of money, a lot of billionaires here in California that could just, you know, put some money towards this kind of thing to make it amazing. Because I want amazing things. I want amazing infrastructure. But mind you, we have the Olympics coming and the Paralympics. And if you think the city is anywhere near ready for the
Thank you, Adedele, and that's 3 minutes. We'll move next to Yvonne for multiple agenda item comment. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, this was difficult for me because again, I couldn't download the entire packet. Number one, the change is well described in the shortened version of your agenda. But I want to ask that the Department of Engineering and the people that write the contract take a look back as to why this particular item was not seen during the planning and the original RPF stage. Number two, we've already discussed this item in the past, and I do hope that the salinity of the soil in the areas that are coastal be tested because the water rising or seawater levels are rising, and this will deteriorate the infrastructure at a much higher rate of speed. Number four, I'm concerned about the checkerboard funding of accounts. Money is taken from this account to pay that account to pay that account. And you're hoping that there'll be grant funds available or paid on time to make up, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. But sometimes Uncle Sam isn't going to make their payments on time. And unfortunately, I think you're going to see a lot of that in the near future. So please avoid robbing Peter to pay Paul. I agree that the number 6 should be postponed or redirected. I think that that activity would be a wonderful graduate student project. Get one of the universities in town to take that on as a project for their students and allow the Cube to benefit from higher education rather than dealing with the current situation in the city where you're implementing old standards. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And we'll move next to Barry Bader.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that that's people of the state of California v. Henry Marini, 24 CJCM 0383.
Speaker, please stay on the topic of the agenda items and let us know which item you are speaking to. This is agenda item comment.
Thank you. You're officially served. Bye-bye.
Are you finished with your, thank you, Barry. And Barry has muted himself. We do have President Corson, we do have an additional hand raised in the virtual platform. If you like, I can ask the attendee to unmute and identify themselves and ask which item they would like to speak on.
Yes, please.
Thank you, President Corson. Laura Anderson, I see your hand raised. Would you like to offer multiple agenda item comment or single item comment this morning? And I see that you've unmuted. However, we are not receiving audio input. Please speak clearly and closely into your device. And again, we are not receiving any audio input from you, Laura. The microphone is not filling up as it normally does, the microphone icon on the Zoom meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. You may wish to attempt to connect from another device should you have one. And that concludes multiple agenda item comment this morning, President Corson.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. That will close the multiple agenda item public comment portion of today's meeting and proceed to approval of the minutes from Monday, January 13th. If there is a second to my motion to approve these minutes.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Knight.